This month, we are highlighting women's history, and today we have our wine and travel contributor, Daniela Garrido, who's here to take us on a tasting of women-led wines to sip and support this month and beyond. Daniela, hi.
Hi, thanks so much for having
me. You. Yes, this is a beautiful setup, and I love that women are involved in making all of these wines. So cool.
I always love talking about wine. Obviously, I come on your show once a month and talk about wine, but I especially love talking about women in wine. And actually, a fun stat that I have is that, well, not so fun, something that we need to fix, is that women actually make up 50% of the wine consumer, but they only hold 10% of executive roles. So like 10% of like winemaker roles, sommelier roles, all of those. So I think that's something that we kind of need to inspire change for. And so I thought maybe we'd do a little tasting of some women-backed wines.
Okay,
what do you think?
Love it. Yes. Well, I love that we're making up at least 50% of the drinking. I know that I'm contributing personally.
You know that you're contributing to that. Do you like Chenin Blanc and Viognier?
Sure. Yeah. I like it all, Daniela. Honestly, I like it all.
Well, that's the first one that we're going to try today.
Fabulous.
So this is Pine Ridge Vineyard Chenin Blanc and Viognier, and it's actually America's favorite white wine blend for so many reasons. But this is led by Colleen Fitzgerald, and she's actually leading one of the biggest Chenin Blanc productions in the world.
Wow.
So you'll probably taste some like citrus notes there, some like floral notes there. But on top of it being absolutely delicious, it is sustainable and guilt-free because it is gluten-free, it's vegan, it has no added sugars, and they really focus on sustainability. So something I've talked about on your show before is that if you see a screw top, or if the bottle is lighter, it does not mean lower quality. It just means commitment to sustainability. So that's something to keep in mind when you're sipping on Pine Ridge Vineyards.
Okay, so good to know. Yeah, and this, I feel like it's the perfect white wine, especially as we get into springtime.
So delicious.
It's light and airy. It'll go well into summer too, so perfect.
Love it. Okay, I'm so glad that you like that. And so if you like something a little bit lighter for spring, this is going to be a Pinot Noir. So this is Nielsen's Pinot Noir coming out of Santa Barbara County. And this was actually Santa Barbara's first commercial vineyard in that area. They've been making Pinot Noir and Chardonnay for over 50 years, and it is led by a female and a Latina like myself. And what I love about her story is that her initiation to wine was actually church. And I think so many of us, like, that is kind of our initiation, but she kind of like noticed through that experience that she really enjoyed like the agriculture and what goes into wine. And so she leads a very close-knit team over at Nielsen, and I feel like this Pinot Noir is just a great expression of the terroir and the lifestyle of the Central Coast of California.
Ooh, yes, love it. I love the smell of this one specifically. It smells so good.
So earthy, and I feel like it kind of gets that like coastal influence that you get in Santa Barbara.
Yes, perfect. I love also that she learned about wine in church. That's hilarious.
Just a cute little story. You know, how many people will admit that, but it's true.
I know, exactly. All right, what do we got next?
Up next we have Dama Wines. Do you know what the word Dama stands for?
It's woman or something like that?
So in Spanish it is dame. But in Spanish, Dama means lady, or it can also mean queen. And it's also that in Portuguese, in Polish, and Italian. So I feel like this name definitely screams like a woman is behind this label, and they really are trying to showcase the creativity and the expertise of women in the wine industry with this label. And what I love is that the label is, the artwork that you see right here is actually made by a San Francisco artist. And so all of their bottles have artwork that truly has meaning behind it. I don't know what everybody sees here, but I kind of see like a dress. So I feel like it exemplifies like femininity, and Mary Darby out of Walla Walla in Washington is behind this label.
Wow, very cool. Daniela, I'll tell you a little secret, which you may or may not like. When I go to the wine store, I'm a big label girl. Like, I'll just pick based on the label. I don't know too much about wine, so I'll just say which one is the prettiest vineyard picture, and I'll take that one.
Brands take note, right? Because what you see on the artwork, you're kind of like already making up a story in your mind. You're like, oh, I see a woman, I see a dress. Like, yep, this is for me.
Exactly. Yes, totally looks like a dress. And so cool that we get to know who the artist is too. Love it.
Yep. And this one is very velvety and just like perfectly soft tannin, so fun to drink.
I love the way that one smelled too. I'm big into the smells these days.
I love the smells. I mean, that's such a big part of wine. So like just identifying the smells first. So I kind of poured your rosé here. So this is Just Enough Wines. And this is their essentials kit. All of these wines have actually been awarded in Wine Enthusiast, and Just Enough Wines actually has some Bay roots to it because the two founders met at Stanford University while studying there, and they kind of bonded off of sustainable and premium wine options. As you can see, these are premium canned wines.
Yeah.
And so each of these has 1.5 glasses of wine, so 1.5. And it's kind of like the perfect pour if you don't want to waste an entire bottle. They're all about moderation. They're all about sustainability.
Yeah.
And yeah, I just feel like they're such a great brand, Just Enough Wines.
Yes, and having the can, I feel like makes it so much easier because you don't have to worry about
spring.
breaking this glass. Yeah. Yes, you can just
I could have given you the can too. You could have just asked, Rachel.
I'll take both, Daniela.
You'll take both. There you go.
Yeah, very cool. Yeah, this is awesome. And I love how aesthetically cute they are. This is perfect.
So cute.
Good branding here too.
And I love that you can get all 3 different wines in one kit for under $50.
Oh, love it. Okay, fabulous. Thank you.
And then, of course, you know when I'm here, we always have to do a bubbly.
Yes.
And my favorite bubbly comes out of J Vineyards over in Sonoma County. J Vineyards is led by Nicole Hitchcock. I've been a huge fan of her for years. She is the 2022 Winemaker of the Year.
Oh, wow.
And they are all about sustainability. Diversity. They're also about sustainability, but they're big on diversity, and they're a traditional sparkling producer. So they try to, mimic champagne here in California. And what I love is that, their diversity goes beyond like just words. They have tons of different programming and efforts to make sure that women are noticed. They're a woman-led team. And I'm actually doing my first South Bay Wine Club event with them. So I absolutely love them. They're just one of my favorite brands.
So good. And of course, we love that this is the closest thing you can get to champagne here in California.
Especially right now with all the tariffs. Something to keep in mind is, look for a traditional sparkling wine producer here in California or in the U.S.
Find one you like. Okay, so tell us about your event you're doing with them.
Yeah, so I'm actually hosting the South Bay Wine Club. It's going to be down in the South Bay of Los Angeles. I know you guys have a South Bay here too, in the Bay Area, right? So I just want to, if you want to come to my event, you're going to have to go to LA.
Not that far.
Not that far. Just hop on a flight. It'll be easier, an hour and a half. And so we are actually starting this wine club that's going to be very intimate. Just, people in the community. I'm calling it kind of like a book club for wine lovers, but you don't have to read the book and you don't have to know anything about wine. You really just have to show up and want to hang out with neighbors. I just feel like it's been 5 years since the pandemic, and we're finally just taking a big breath and open to making new friends. And the community kind of needed that. I mean, we sold out so fast. So it's happening tomorrow night.
Okay, awesome. Thank you so much, Daniela.